Hello and welcome to episode number 15 of Saving Sunderland, the homegrown heroes save, where I am attempting to turn Sunderland into a top six side using only British and Irish players. Since we were last together, we have had a very mixed run of games. Just trying to remember the game we were together. I believe it was the Arsenal game where we lost 4-1. That rings a bell because Alan scored. Next up was a 4-0 defeat to Liverpool. They were 2-0 up after 20 minutes, 3 after 30 minutes, so we were never in the game and really struggled to get a foothold in the match. Then we played Swansea and lost to a late Jordan Ayew goal. A game, they're in the relegation zone, so we really should have gotten the 3 points in that one. Then a decent result against Man City where we got a 0-0 draw out of the game. That was just before Christmas. And then we had another defeat on Boxing Day away at Crystal Palace. Went in the lead for an own goal from Jason Punchin. It was a deflected free kick that came off Punchin. I'd have given it to Charlie Adam who took the free kick, but the game decided to give it to Punchin as an own goal. And we lost that game. I then decided to change the tactic because clearly something wasn't working. We went back to the traditional tactic that we've been using since the start of the save, and that produced a very good result against Southampton. We beat them 2-1. Goals from Jason Cummings and Charlie Adam getting us the victory in that one. Geordie Classy did score a late goal to get them back into the game, but we held on. And then just recently we had a 3-1 victory away at Turf Moor and Burnley. Duncan Watmore with 2 goals and Charlie Adam as well on the score sheet. Today we are playing at Bournemouth in the FA Cup third round. So the tactic we have returned to is this one. It's the 4-2-3-1 formation, which has been using. We've been getting some good results for that for our last year or so that we've been playing it. But I switched to the park the bus for the Chelsea game, which we won, and then proceeded to use that for quite a while. And I've slowly over time realised it's not quite the tactic. I don't think works just enough for us. There was a bit of a rant on Twitter last night around this tactic, and it not really working for us, where I literally closed the game down and was never going to open it again. Then slept on it and opened it up, and we've won 2-2. So things can change very quickly in Football Manager. Injuries: Jermaine Defoe is still out injured, which is a big blow for us, but Gary Hooper is now back on the subs bench, only 50% match sharpness, so he probably won't play much involvement in today's game, probably bring him off the bench late on if needs be. It is now January, the transfer window has now opened. The only signing that has come in is a young player from the Scottish side Hamilton, Alan Granger, left back, 16 years old. Some very good potential ability there, so we'll see how he develops over the next couple of seasons. We've gone very much full strength today for our lineup. So Jordan Pickford is in goal. Back four of Donald Love, Courtney House, Ben Gibson and Reece Wiggins, with Lee Catamel and Harry Arter in the 2 centre midfield positions. We have Duncan Watmore, Charlie Adam and Izzy Brown as the trio of attacking midfielders, with Jason Cummings as my complete forward, though I may change that to target man and support, as that more suits the player's role. On the subs bench, Gary Hooper, Joe Wildsmith, Paddy McNair, Luke Garbutt, Victor Minichibi, Lyndon Gooch and Stephen Pienaar. Pienaar, one of the players who is going to be retiring at the end of the season. Bournemouth are in the Championship, but they are top of the Championship. Of course, they came down. They got relegated from the Premier League at the back end of last season, so they are a very good side. The reason why I'm going for a very full strength side is because I want to do quite well in this competition. The league, we're not going to do that great in the league. We're mid-table side. We're 11 points clear of the relegation zone. Not really close enough to the top 6 places to really challenge for that. If you look at Tottenham in 7th, and above them there's 6 really decent teams, so the chances of us getting into that place are very slim. So a good cup run is probably our best shot that we've got to get into potentially a European place if we go very far into the competition. But that's months away yet. But let's get past Bournemouth first and then dream beyond that. The biggest question mark for us today is how long can Lee Catamol last? Only 59% fitness before the game starts, so hopefully he won't be able to play the whole game, I would imagine, but hopefully he'll have won the game by 60 minutes, so I can then rest him in the second half. That would be the ideal, but this is Sunderland, this is a cup competition, so we are bound to struggle. Not really much happening in the first 10 minutes at the moment. Looks like there's going to be possibly a booking for Bournemouth, but it appears not to have happened. And Lee Catmull has avoided booking as well, so that's a positive for Lee. Bournemouth have been made an early change. Benicophobe has had to go off and Lewis Grabban has come on. I think both of those are players who I've looked at to bring into Sunderland potentially over the last few months or so. It is January, so the transfer window is now open again. I'm looking for a striker. I've got about £6 million to spend and a lot of wage budget, so there's options available to me to find the right player because Defoe has been very poor this season. Cummings has done really well, better than I expected, and Gary Hooper will do what Gary Hooper does and just chip in with the odd goal here and there. So I do need to replace Defoe with someone really, really good. But say I've got £6 million to spend as we get to the end of a very dull half of football. Half time, 11 shots, only one on target. So we are getting the shots away, but we're not hitting that square white box in the middle of the pitch. And possession 66 versus 34. So we're doing what we normally do, having lots of the ball but not really doing a massive amount with it. Cummings hasn't done great, but Hooper's only at 57%, so I don't really want to throw him on unless I absolutely have to. I will look to bring him on in the last sort of 15-20 minutes just purely to get him some game time, but he can't be relied upon to get us over that line in terms of 45 minutes at the moment. And HB is my other option. We'll just see how the next 15-20 minutes goes. I don't really want a replay because our away form is just not great. So as they have a free kick, it's knocked in long and it's headed away. The loose ball goes to a Bournemouth player and Charlie Adams gives away another free kick. And potentially he looks like he's going to be picking up a booking. He does. He gets a yellow card for his troubles early in the second half, and Bournemouth have a free kick with Max Gradle over it. It's played in but cleared away to Jordan Ibe. Ibe looks to turn and recycle the ball. It's Max Gradle. Gradle passes it across, and it looks like it's going to be a goal. It is a goal for Bournemouth. TT has scored for Bournemouth. I have no idea who he is, but he's put them 1-0 up. And now we'll look at what changes we can make. I think we're going to have to take off Jason Cummings in a minute because he's not really doing a lot, but we have the ball into Catmull. Catmull finds Watmore. Watmore scored 2 in the last game, plays it in to the back post, down to Harriata, into Adam. Catmull, good possession, but not really doing a lot with it. Love to Watmore. Watmore into the box, passes it across, cleared, and it's knocked in by Charlie Adam. 4th goal of the season. That's 3 in 3 at least for the Scottish international. He's playing as a shadow striker role and he's finding the net with relative ease at the moment. He's brought Sunderland back to 1-1. I am now going to make the change and take off Jason Cummings, and I'm going to bring on Victor Enichibi, who's far more suited to the target man role than Gary Hooper will be. If I'm going to make a change and bring Hooper on, it's probably going to be for one of my midfielders, probably Catmull, who has picked up a booking, and then move Charlie Adam into that centre midfield spot. But we'll see how the next sort of 15 minutes go. So I think it is probably time to move Adam down to the deep line playmaker, take off Lee Catmull, who himself is coming back to full fitness, and bring on Gary Hooper to see if he can do something in the next 20 minutes. Even if he doesn't, that's 20 minutes of action for him. We have picked up 4 yellow cards, so we haven't had a red card in a while, so it just feels like we're due one as we pick up a 5th booking with Harriata going into the book against his former club. I can bring on take off Reece Wiggins and bring on Luke Garbett just from saving a 2nd yellow card in the game as we pick up another booking. We don't normally get many bookings, but I think that's 6 for the day as Gary Hooper with a free kick plays it in and it's saved by Federici on his line. It's a shame he couldn't step back and knock it over his line there, but we can't have everything as Izzy Brown picks up the ball. Centre midfield into Donald Love. Arter to Brown. Now Luke Garbett on the ball. Looking to see what we can create. Harry Arter into Gary Hooper. Into Duncan Watmore. Watmore puts it into the net. That's 2-1 to Sunderland. 86th minute goal. For once, it looks like Sunderland are going to score a late goal to win the game instead of their usual trick of conceding that late goal. But with just over 10 minutes to go, including extra time, which is now about 2 minutes, we look to be going through as we get a corner. Love doesn't clear the first man, and Watmore picks up the ball, plays it into Love. And it's cleared. Mark Pugh, former Hereford player, knocks it up the line. Jordan Ibe running at the defence. mere moments of the game left, and it's saved by Pickford, and that should hopefully be that. And it is. So there we are, guys, episode 15 and a victory for Sunderland in the FA Cup at home against Bournemouth. A very, very good result, which means we've now won our last 3 games, which is a very positive position to be in. So that is episode 15, as I say, done. In terms of next game, I'm looking at possibly the Chelsea game, depending on how the FA Cup goes. It might be the FA Cup game. There's probably not a massive amount to focus on the league unless we go on a bit of a run. So it feels like it could be the cup game. Maybe we have this as a cup challenge for the rest of the season, see how that goes until we lose in the next round, then have to reevaluate that statement. But thank you very much for watching. If you've liked what you've seen, please do press that like button. I've been the FM Novice. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon. Thank you very much, and good night.